Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another video. My name is Hagop, aka Hags, and you're tuned in to a full insight of my full property portfolio as a 23-year-old. I've been doing property for 2 and a bit years now. Not too long, I know not too long, but I've gathered so much information. I've been doing this full time now. I've really stuck to it, and a lot of agents have really seen that I am full on. So we'll start off straight away with my first property investment. This one is located down south, right by the coast, perfect location. And this initially was going to be a flip, but then I saw the returns as a let, and I thought, why not just rent it out for a year? From there, I rented it out for another year. And then just as we speak now, I've got new tenants who've moved in there. I bought this property back in the end, roughly, of the pandemic. As you probably could guess, I got it for a very, very good price. I bought this at auction. In fact, with auctions, if you're not familiar, I'll do another video on auction and how to purchase on them. But if you're not familiar, usually they guide the price at a very low figure, which is too good to be true. Never goes for that price. As I bought at a time like that, I managed to get it for that guide price. I managed to convince them. I bought it before the auction that actually happened. Of course, from there, it only needed minor cosmetic works, which you can see in front of me. There wasn't much to do in this property, thankfully. The boiler was new, kitchen was okay, so it's more or less waiting, renting it out, and then now seeing how much I can sell it on for is quite a number I won't forget. So now moving on to the second property. Again, I bought this roughly at the same time. This one, I didn't get any footage of. Again, this one's located down south, but this one was very much a quick turnaround. I bought during a time when everything went quiet. People were assuming that the property market was going to collapse, but it didn't. This one was minor cosmetic works, waited a few months until that works was done, and then luckily for me, the market started taking off again. Everyone started leaving their homes, looking for property, and that's when I just sold it. So I don't have any footage of that, unfortunately. Moving on to my first real big investment, I should say, where there was a lot of works that needed doing to it. Again, this one was located more in the north. I'm located in London myself, so I am all over, up and down the country. So if you're going to ask me where should I invest, take it from me, look all over. If you're finding a location with high demand, great yields, why wouldn't you go for that? This property was a full refurb property. It needed central heating, electrics, kitchen, bathroom, flooring, you name it, it needed it. And then of course we added an ensuite to the property as well, simply because the agent actually advised me to do this, as then looking around the area I saw there was a lot of 3-bed properties which had an ensuite. And mainly this is because the bathroom is located downstairs, and it was nice to just have an ensuite because we had the space for it. I bought this roughly around the beginning of 2022, 2021 sort of time. I can't give you an exact date. This property was a great purchase again. I managed to negotiate with the estate agent a great price. I was very quick on the ball to go view it. I was very quick to put my offer down. I really showed them that I was keen to purchase this. So of course I managed to get, again, a great deal, considering at that period it was starting to become a seller's market. And finding flips was very much impossible. We managed to do this property. I found my first builder. We had about 5 or 6 proper builders that came in. They gave me a figure, and then I managed to stick to the one. From there, it took about 4 months to do the renovation. Then it took about a month and a half, I want to say, to finalize all the paperwork. So all in all, I had that property for about 6 or 7 months. So not long at all. I was very quick with everything, even though it was very new to me to do a property of that level which needed all that work to it. I almost just jumped in the deep end, and that's what you got to do as an investor. We can't just dip our feet in there, take our time, try and figure things out. We don't have time for that. We need to just go straight in for that. As long as you've got the numbers right, then there's no reason why you shouldn't be quick on the ball. Now, the most recent renovation I've done. This one I was 100% on. I made sure I got the numbers right. I was confident, not cocky. We need to make sure I got the great valuation on the property of how much I can resell it for. I called a lot of agents, and this one again was an auction purchase. I managed to purchase again before auction. I knew the auction company. I bought through them previously. We had a great relationship and they knew how quick I was at purchasing the property. So they said, do you want it? Take it. From there, this is where I turned this from a 2-bed to a 3-bed. So if you haven't seen that series, go check it out, as well as the others, because I posted a full tour and full updates of the full refurb schedule. Now going back to this property, we can see that it was a 2-bed. At first, I could have left it as a 2-bed, done it up and sold it that way, but there was huge potential and resale value when it came to adding that 3rd bedroom. I know it was relatively small. Some of you in the comments were saying it's slightly small. I totally understand that, but I looked at the other houses in the area. They turned it from a 2-bed to a 3-bed, and the bedroom was very small. This again was a full refurb, heating, electric, you get the gist anyway, same as the previous one. I had this for about 7 months again. So you can see around 6 to 8 months is roughly how long I'll keep my flips for. In terms of selling this property, we had again a huge amount of interest in it, huge amounts of viewings. We had some people that said yes, the bedroom was slightly too small, but they weren't complaining because it was such a nicely done property, and you don't see that too often. Sometimes you see properties which has a new kitchen, maybe a new bathroom, but this property was a new build in itself. So overall, in the 2 and a bit years of doing property, I've managed to acquire 4 properties in total. It's been a very slow journey, but it's more or less quality over quantity. Always remember that. Whether you're doing buy-to-lets only or you're doing flips, please make sure that it's quality over quantity. Always make sure your numbers stack up. Always make sure you call agents. Make sure you negotiate. Make sure you prove to them your worth. And as a 23-year-old property investor, every time I told these estate agents how old I was, they had a huge shock on their faces. They didn't realize how young I was, especially the way I look. When I told them that, and I told them how keen I was, they were really happy to work with me. And of course, from there, selling the property on creates another relationship with another agency. So make sure you create relationship. This is the key point when it comes to property investing. If you have any questions related to my flips, or you want some advice on anything, let me know down below on your thoughts. I've been Haggot, aka Hags. Don't forget the name, and I'll catch you in the next video.